He's a man of many faces and countless voices, and not just on the silver screen. His friends and admirers say he can change his appearance very easily and just as quickly as the rest of us change our clothes. So how is he going to present himself today as we meet India's most famous actor of the day, Shah Rukh Khan? Shah Rukh, there's a line in one of your recent movies, a song that you sing where you say, "I'm the best." Does that apply to you?
It applies to actually a lot of complexes I have and the kind of insecurity I have as an actor, as a person. I have a little story which I tell everybody. It was about a little boy who was standing next to a huge wall and he had written, "I'm great." And then he said, you know, my brother has achieved a lot more. My sister is a pilot. My father was a big freedom fighter. My mother is a politician and she's a minister. I better make that stronger. And he rubbed it off and he wrote, "I'm the greatest." So it stems from that kind of complex, that kind of insecurity, and just the want to be liked. And I have to keep on convincing myself I'm the best, otherwise I would succumb to all these insecurities.
Your friends say that you're a driven personality, that almost everything you do, everything you have, has to be the best.
Yes, I believe that if I were to even brush my teeth, I should do it with so much vigor and as if it's the best brushing that is happening in the world at that point of time.
So how long does a toothbrush last?
It doesn't last too long, and neither does do my teeth, actually. I mean, I have to keep going back and getting them checked. But the whole point is, if I have to do something, then you give it your best shot, because I really have a belief. It sounds too much of philosophy at times, but the atmosphere here is such that I would say it. That, you know, we believe in Islam that God is one day going to ask us. When you go back there, he'll say, "I sent you down on earth to do things. Did you do them?" And I want to turn around and say, "I know you sent us to do a lot of things. It would be easier for you to ask me, what are the things you didn't do?" So I want to put in the best into everything that I do. And maybe I would lose my goal, what I was sent for, but at least I would have done a lot of other things. It stems from that.
Well, you certainly began that way, because I gather when you were in school, you were embarrassingly good at everything. You were captain of hockey, captain of football, you were top of the class, and you won the Sword of Honor. Everyone must have hated you.
Yes, they hated me so much, they made me a film star. Yeah, I really believe that if you are doing something, you should give it your best shot. It's not wanting to be the best at that, but you should give it your best shot. My best shot would vary from yours, and it would vary for somebody else. And but we all have to try our best and leave it. And then let's hope that it just turns out right.
But it wasn't always just a question of trying your best. You had a group of friends in school, you called them the C Gang, and you were up to pranks most of the time, weren't you?
Yes, we were. We were even finally suspended, I think, from school, and very nearly were expelled, but they allowed us to take the exams. But what was always in good fun, we had a gang called C Gang, which we used to take out from, you know, Maruti 800 cars had just come out, and the 800 part had, like, you know, zeros which were square, and we would cut it half and, you know, make the C out of it and stick it here with the, you know, the video cassettes used to have ABCD lettering on it, the alphabet, so we would write the gang here. And we had shirts, and we would only wear blue jeans and white shirts and Nike shoes with a grey swoosh on it, and we had this little walk which was, you know, like as if you're walking with a ghetto blaster. And we would say things like 10-4, hang loose, stay loose, cool. And we just used to just hang on together. I guess we would go for parties together like that. And we would never ask a girl out, because we thought that was, we were like Dennis the Menace.
No girls
whatsoever. No girls. We couldn't ask a girl for a dance. And when we did fall in love and did make friends with girls, none of us told each other for quite some time. And it was just...
And in fact, I gather it was in the company of your friends, the C Gang friends, that you first proved to everyone that you really had terrific acting ability when you pretended to faint to avoid a maths exam.
Oh yes, how you know that? It was actually that we had a teacher called Mr. Arora, and God bless him, I hope he's doing well. He had just joined into the new class, and he didn't know us, and he was asking us things like, "Do you guys have any problems?" and all. And, you know, we were trying to be smart with him, and I just got up and said, "Yes, I get these attacks." And he said, "What kind of attacks?" And he was really concerned. He was quite a gentleman, and I feel very bad now. But at that time, you're young and stupid, so you do these things. I said, "No, I get these attacks, and I hope I become all right." And he said, "Okay, please sit down." And now we needed to leave the class and go down to Nirula's, or, you know, go down to Connaught Place. We were in Golda Khana, St. Columbus. So what do we do? So I just feigned as if I've had one of these attacks, and I started dribbling from my mouth and, you know, shaking. And he said, "What happened to you?" And I just kept looking at him. Our friends took took over, and they said, "Sir, he's got this. We need to take him to the hospital right now. It happens to him regularly. And we need a shoe, we need a shoe." And I remember he was wearing brown suede shoes. And so he said, "Kisi ka juta do, kisi ka juta do." And we said, no, we have to take your shoe. The suede is what works. So we took off the poor guy's shoe, and we went out, and we went to Connaught Place, roamed around, and we came back in the bus. And he was like, looking concerned at all the buses parked at the end of the school. And he came and he looked at me, and I again went like, "I've just recovered," and I said, "I'm all right now." And the poor guy said, "Can I just have my shoe back?" Because the whole day he had been roaming around without his shoe.
Now, in those days, you used to still live with your parents. Your mother, I believe, was a magistrate. Your father was a former freedom fighter and even owned a restaurant.
Yeah.
What sort of childhood was it?
Whatever I remember was it was very nice and easy, and it was with a lot of freedom. I have an elder sister too. We were never told what to do, what not to do.
So the
We were
family
just,
allowed you to grow up as you wanted?
As I wanted, really. I mean,
Was it a liberal family?
Very liberal family, very liberal family. As a matter of fact, even in religious teachings, whether functions, studies, career, everything was, that you just do it the way you want and just be happy about it and do your best, Like,
So religious observance or duties and traditions weren't important. You could be yourself.
I could be myself. I was told, like, it's nice to go and read the namaz, so I would go and do it. And it, the way it was told was that you felt like doing it. All my life, like, I wish I can bring up my children like that, where you are made to respect it without being scared of anything that is told to you by your parents. And even to the extent when I was choosing my career, my mom said, "Look, I would like you to go into sciences." So I said, "Okay, I could take an exam, but I would like to do economics," because I had finished my sciences from school. And she said, "Oh, you want to shift over to economics, but can you do the IIT entrance? Can you do this engineering entrance?" And I said, "I can." She said, "Okay, just show it to me." So I did it, and I passed it. And I said, "Okay, Appa." She said, "Okay, you don't need to take it now. You go and do your economics."
You were very
It
close
was.
to your mother. How do
I
you
was very
remember
close to
her?
her. I remember her. I remember her as a star. I have a star in my house in Bombay. Whenever I feel very lonely and I feel sad, I just go there and look at one star, and I've sort of pinpointed it now. And and especially I miss her when I'm very happy. I wish she was here.
Her death, I know, was a traumatic experience for you. And the saddest part is that she never really lived to see your fame and your success.
Yeah, she did not, which is very unfortunate. I remember I just finished, I was shooting for Maya Memsa in Simla when I was called down to the hospital here that she's not going to, she's unwell. We didn't know that she's not going to live because she was absolutely all right before I left. And my new series, I just made an episode of Circus, and which was a big thing because I'd done it in Bombay and with big directors like Saeed Mirza, Aziz Mirza and Kundan Shah. And I really wanted her to see it. So we got special permission and put a television screen and a VCR. And she could not make out. We put it on for her, but she couldn't make out. And she was very delirious, and she would confuse me with the other people sitting there. And it was sad. But then I told someone that I would like to make it so big from the small screen that I would like the screen to get bigger, become 70 mm, so from up in heaven that she can see it.
And if, in a sense, she was here to see the tremendous success you have today, what do you think she'd say to you?
She said, "Beta, khana aur khao, bahut patle ho gaye."
After your mother died, you left Delhi and you went and lived in Bombay. Yet I gather you never took any of her possessions and things with you. Why?
I didn't take anything. I just felt that if she wanted me to take things that were owned by her, she would stay here and let me use them. And she would have liked that I would, I would be able to stand on my own feet.
And that's what you were doing. This was symbolic of that.
Yes, and I just took one television. She gave me a television. This is from Videocon company, and I still remember it. And she had bought that for me after I'd finished my first series in Fauji. And I bought it with my money, but she went with me and bought it for me. That's the only thing I still have. I took that back.
And you keep it with you? Is it a treasured possession?
Yeah, it is. It's in my house, and I keep it with me.
Okay, in the years that followed, you married your childhood sweetheart, Gauri. Do you remember where and how you first saw her?
Yes, I remember I saw her at a party in Safdarjung Enclave. I just saw her from the back, my car parked, and she got off from a car. And she insists that it was a blue dress. I remember it as grey. And she got off and she went and she had this huge French bun kind of thing on her head. And I'd never talked to a girl before. I mean, I'd spoken to girls, but never with the thought of, going out with them or anything, what is called going out or having an affair now. And I asked my friend that, I was too shy of girls, I still am. And I said, like, would you go up to her and ask her that, can I dance with her? And because I'm very scared that I can't go up to a girl because suppose they refuse. And my friend went and he asked her and she said, look, I'm waiting for someone. And I was like quite heartbroken because I liked her. I liked her at the physical appearance because that's the first thing I saw. And I'll say that she'll beat me up when she sees the program, but I liked her backside. So I went and I said, okay, she's got a boyfriend. Then I got to know later she was waiting for her brother. And so I said, okay, here's a chance. And then I went up to her, and she's the first girl I asked for a dance. And she's sort of the last one.
And did she say yes?
She said yes. And she talked a lot. And after about 2 years, I sort of told her that I love her.
It wasn't easy, though, to get to marry her because her parents weren't in favor of the marriage at all.
Yeah, now I look okay. I wear a suit and my hair is combed back. That time I was...
A ragamuffin.
Yes, it was then what I look in my films even. And I had hair all over here, and I was from the different religion. I wanted to be an actor. So this combination, if somebody came up to me and said, like if I had a daughter and somebody said, look, my hair is like this, I'm from a different religion and I want to be a film star, I would say, okay, just pack your bags and get out of the house before I kick you out. So I think they were completely right in not wanting me to marry their daughter. And they have a very close-knit joint family where, you know, everybody is a kid of everyone. I mean, they've been brought up like that.
Today, of course, you get on brilliantly with your in-laws, but in fact, when you did eventually get married to Gauri, it had to first of all be a secret marriage.
Yeah, it was odd because, you know, there was going to be a hassle in terms of, you know, if we were to marry in the courts, you have to put it across for a month. And when you do that, there were some institutions like who took offense to it that I'm marrying a girl who's from a different religion.
You had protests outside the house?
Yes, we had protesters outside the house, and we sort of, fortunately, I don't know, I didn't have a house in my name, so I'd given my friend's address. So instead of them throwing stones at me, they were throwing it at me, and he was, my friend Sanjay was calling and saying, they're throwing stones at my house, yeah. So that happened, and we had to keep it a little under wraps and get it done.
Gauri never wanted a husband who was an actor, but now that you've become perhaps the most famous actor in India today, she reconciled to it?
No, it's not that she didn't want someone to be an actor. I was always acting. I was acting in theatre with Barry John, and then I was doing it in school, and I was doing television when I met her. I mean, I had met her already, but I was doing television and stuff. But I think anybody would be a little wary because of what you read and what you understand of what film industry is like. And you know, different city, going down there. Her parents were very scared. So I think all this put together can make you a little insecure. But I told her, just before we married, we did a walk in Greater Kailash, I remember, on the road. And I said, we'll just stand by each other and we'll stick to each other. And if not out of love, at least out of righteousness. So that promise I'll make to you. And let's just go down and start a new life. And it didn't turn out so bad. And now she says, okay, though she still doesn't like me as an actor.
She'd rather you weren't one.
No, she doesn't like me how I act.
She doesn't approve of your acting?
No, she doesn't.
She's a lady of immaculate taste.
I think now I've realized that perhaps she's, when she said she doesn't want me to be an actor, what she meant, because she still thinks I can't act.
You now have a young son. Has he made a big difference?
I do find, you know, I've loved kids always. I've done theatre also for kids, and I think I'm quite a kid myself. I'm 34 years old, but I just feel like a kid, and I behave like a kid. Everyone tells me that. And I really enjoy with him because here's this one person who doesn't know who I am, where I come from, what I stand for, whether I'm good or bad or I'm ugly, how I'm related to him also perhaps, but he just loves me unconditionally. And
that makes you feel good?
Oh, that makes me feel so wanted, and he's one person I don't have a complex with. I don't want to be wanted by him because he just wants me so much on his own.
So Aryan, your little boy, is the answer to your insecurities?
He is the answer to my prayers. He's the answer to wanting to be close to my mother, I think.
Shah Rukh, I'm going to take a little break. I want to come back in part 2 and talk to you about the acting style that's made you the unique actor you are today. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Stay with us. Welcome back. My guest is Shah Rukh Khan. Shah Rukh, I gather that the first commercial thing that you ever did on stage was Annie, Get Your Gun in Delhi. Now, I saw that production, but I don't remember seeing you. What role were you playing?
Strangely, as strange as it may sound, it sounds very strange to me, but I was the principal dancer, and I was taken for my dancing abilities, though I just can't dance, really. And I had one line in it where I come to Annie with the letter and I say, I have a message for you. And she takes that, and I think it's a message from a boyfriend or something where he's not been nice to her, and she just throws that on my face and says, get out. So
now, of course, your big moment on the television screen came in 4G, but I believe it happened almost by accident. You were supposed to play a small part and ended up one of the heroes.
Yes, I had a small role. I think Colonel Kapoor's son, Bobby, was supposed to play the main role, and he was also the cinematographer of the series. And then last minute they decided that he can't do both the jobs, and they called upon me and they said, would you do it? I said, I'd love to do it. So they cut my hair, and I was doing double shifts because by then I was doing another serial with Mr. Laketon and Dil Darya. So I was doing double shifts and did it right in the middle of that.
And then the big break came not many years later in Aziz Mirza's Raju Ban Gaya Gentleman. And I know thereafter there's been absolutely no looking back. But if you were to look back in a sense, how would you explain to yourself your incredible success and popularity?
I don't know. I'm more shocked myself than anybody else actually, because my friends and my co-actors and actresses, you know, they know I'm quite easygoing and fun to work with. And you know, I remember a lot of actresses telling me that when we first saw you, went, "Eeks, he's the hero." And now also they find it very strange. They're still working with me 9 years, 10 years later, and they say, "God, how did you become a hero?" And
So you think it's a miracle?
It is more than a miracle. I think it is God's blessings, it's my mother's blessings, it's the love of audience. It's so many things more besides what I really thought was the case, my
Okay,
talent.
let me try an explanation. How much of it is due to the fact that you've deliberately challenged the sort of conventional roles that other actors have played? Yours have been pretty non-conformist.
Yes, they'd been, because I was getting a little bored coming from theatre. I really didn't want to, you know, do the regular things, just run, you know, just be nice and sweet.
Just run around trees. You couldn't bring yourself to say
I
it.
can say it, because I love running around trees. And I think it's great to be doing that. And at 34, it's even better. But I just wanted to be bad, because I think that's one of the elements which everyone has, but they don't show it. And I just played Bazigar and Anjam. I had nothing to lose, and I just went ahead, and I guess it just sort of hit the right chord. Maybe the timing was right. I believe I'm perhaps not the absolutely right kind of person, but I've been there at the right time, I think.
What about something else? How much of your success is due to your uniquely energetic style and manner?
I am criticized for it a lot of times, but I believe that till I have the energy, I should use that form of acting, because I have a belief there is nothing like underacting and overacting. I think, and especially in Hindi cinema, where every character has to break into a song. So you cannot really have round characters, you can't have steady characters. So what you need to do is just enjoy yourself and let the others enjoy themselves. And I like to, what an old actor has said, hold up a mirror when I'm acting and tell the other guy that, look, I'm playing you. That's all. I don't like to play anything else. I don't go deeply into acting. I don't believe in method and stuff. And the energy is because I like to fill the space. You know, I don't want to be part of the space. I don't want to be part of the atmosphere. I want to be the atmosphere. And that's how I...
It sounds as if you don't so much as act as actually perform.
Yes, yes, I tell everyone, I'm an entertainer. I'm Notanki, I'm Bhand. I'm just supposed to go ahead and make people laugh.
So you're deliberately larger than life. You deliberately go over the top because that's what you want to do.
I would like to tell anyone who knows even little about acting that, you know, when critics and everybody writes mannerisms and underplaying and overplaying and over the top, they're speaking complete and utter nonsense, because there is nothing like a right way to do a scene and a wrong way to do a scene. There is just a way to do a scene. Your way, my way, any way could be right. And I believe that, and I'll go overboard. And I think I believe in a loose fit is better than a tight fit. So go over the top. If somebody wants to hem and chop it a little, they can go ahead and do it. But I like just performing, really.
But the odd thing is, your friends say that this film persona of Shah Rukh is so different to the real person. They say that actually he's a lonely man.
Yes, I'm strangely, you know, and I was lonely even before to say that I am, after becoming a star. I just feel very lonely, and I don't like being left alone. I like to be with crowds. I can't socialize with them, but I get very scared when I'm alone.
Are you scared of yourself sometimes?
I'm scared of being alone with myself, yes. I get scared of myself, and I don't like myself, I think, too much. And I think that's when you become an actor, not because people normally say, you love yourself, that's why you become a star. Yes, maybe you become a star that way, but I think you become an actor when you don't like yourself.
So acting, in a sense, is a way of escaping from yourself. You're becoming someone else because you don't want to be Shah Rukh.
It is so ironic that there are a lot of people who tell me they would like to be Shah Rukh, and Shah Rukh is here wanting to be Ramesh or Rahul or Raj or Batman or Superman. And
anyone but Shah Rukh.
Anyone but Shah Rukh.
In fact, in one of your magazine interviews, you said, I'm an unhappy person. Is this what you meant?
I'm unhappy because I'm always, like the energy part that you talk about, I'm restless. I don't have a goal. I don't have an ending in sight. I don't think any achievement is a sense of achievement for me. I need to finish it and go for the next. And that can make you a little unhappy and dissatisfied. I'm always dissatisfied. Maybe that is what can be called hunger and greed, to keep on doing more work. And I'd say I've fitted in 20 years of work in the last 10 years, and they seem to pass by in 10 minutes. And
it's amazing because, most people looking at you would say he's got such enormous success and such a lot of wealth, and yet you seem to suggest it doesn't mean very much to you.
Like, I never worked towards this. I just wanted to feel happy And when I feel happy, when I see a film, when I see a good moment, there are some moments which I feel very happy looking on screen, and a lot of people don't appreciate it.
But do you think you've achieved enough? I mean, are you satisfied today with the
I would never
achievement?
be satisfied because, like I said, I'm like a mountain climber who's not going for the peak. I just want to climb. That's all. I don't want to end there and stand and put the flag and say, I've reached. I don't want to reach that.
So
I
you
just want to
live
keep climbing.
perpetually with the fear that if you stop, you may start falling. You have to keep climbing.
I just have to keep climbing. And it's not for ambition, it's not for greed, it's not just for success. It's just for the want of climbing. I just want to climb.
Okay, one of the things that you've just recently climbed is you've set up a company, Dreams Are Limited, with Juhi Chawla, and you've produced your first movie, Phir Bhi Dil Hai Hindustani. Are you happy with it?
I'm very happy with it as a producer. Aziz Mirza, myself, and Juhi, these are the guys who gave me my first break in Raju Ban Gaya Gentleman. They agreed to work with me, and they are wonderful friends, and I'm very close to them. And we started it, and we produced the film, and we did it in 11 months. We released it on time, and we backed it up with a lot of publicity. And
The critics, as you know, have been less than generous, and sometimes people even say in papers that the audiences haven't come to see this film in the same way that they've seen other ones. Does that disappoint you?
No, I think the film was based on media, and I think the media has not taken too much of liking to the fact that we made fun of them.
So you think people of my profession have been deliberately unkind because they can't take a joke
Maybe I
against
was too
themselves?
unkind to them in the film also, so it would be unfair to say that.
Tell me, is this going to be a second fiddle, a second venture that you're going to take up producing films, or is this a one-off?
No, I wanted to produce film because I love films, not only as an actor, and it's not a narcissistic thing that I want to be a star. I just want to make films because they have given so much to me. Everything that I stand for the last 10 years is because of films, and I think it's high time someone in my status decided to give something back to films.
Shah Rukh, you said earlier in this interview you're 34 and you could carry on being an actor for the next 40, 50 years. Is that how you see your future, or are you looking endlessly for new challenges? Are there other peaks you want to climb rather than just the cinema world?
I would just like to, you know, I feel really nice acting. I feel really wonderful being able to make people laugh. And I feel even more wonderful when I'm driving down on a main road and there's a person who I don't know and he looks at me and goes, "Hey, Shah Rukh," and a smile comes. And I think I've been blessed by God and my mother that I'm able to do that for one fraction of a second wherever I go in the world. And I would like to just keep making sure that people smile for that one fraction of a second when they see me. Besides that, if it requires me to climb a mountain, whether it makes me want to go onto the moon, if it makes me have to make films, if it has me producing films, whatever it takes, I just want people to smile so that I feel secure.
Shah Rukh, I'm sure they'll continue to do that for many years to come. Thank you very much for this
Thank you,
interview.
Karan. Thank you very much.